and from August 24 to September 18th. So you have deadlines to work within. And we are here, the structure, the internal structure, the dean alluded to it. You have your first point of call, your administrative assistants, and your academic advisors, both AA. And you will ask them to facilitate or to support your registration and all the procedures you need to go through, and then escalate to the head of department, and then that escalates to me, the deputy dean, and to the other offices that the dean alluded to. But remember that it is your responsibility to ensure that your requests have been addressed, have been actually submitted. Don't just put it in and move away. It is your responsibility to confirm that they have been submitted and that they have been taken through, addressed, and been approved. This is all part of your growth and development as a holistic individual. And as you advance, you become more developed in your responsibility, in your maturity, and in your critical thinking. And we're here to ensure that that happens. Again, you have other regulations to deal with in your registration process. You select your courses and you register in the SO1 section of your courses. You have the regulations, the Gpa regulations that you have to be aware of, that the pass mark is 50%, and you must maintain a minimum semester GPA of 2.0 to remain in good standing. Of course, you're not going to be aiming for 50%, you're aiming for 100% in all your courses. And you're not going to be aiming for a GPA of 2, you're going to be aiming for a GPA of 4.0 in all your courses, in all your semesters. And the structure is here to help you. Be aware of all your regulations and your deadlines for registration, because as I said, they will be enforced. So progress smoothly through your process to ensure that you are where you need to be at all times. It's a simple registration process. You see there are only 7 steps. Get all your registration information. All of it is available online. And when you interact with your departments and your program, your administrative assistants, your academic advisors, your heads of departments, etc. Go to academic advising in your department, take in all the information, register for GATE if you are a local student and you are eligible for GATE. Select your courses online, pay your fees, obtain your financial clearance, and get your UEID. But you take responsibility for your lives. You're becoming adults, and you'll continue to be adults and continue to grow holistically. Be conscious of your UE responsibilities. Manage your time, minimize distractions, and recognize the availability of this opportunity in these challenging times. It's a minimum 3-year commitment to your degree, and everyone was once a baby. So even if you are destined to become a great person, you have to take baby steps and progress. Take up the challenge and find out how far you can go. We have a lot of academic advising concerns that you also have to be aware of. Again, we are looking at your holistic development. So ask for help if you have any challenge, whether it be academic, medical, psychological, financial. Ask for assistance before it is too late. Address it so that it doesn't impact on your overall development. In these, again, challenging times, you will have even more need to ensure that you don't let some of these issues slide and snowball. And some final thoughts. Use only your official email address when communicating with the faculty, whether you have a challenge, whether you have an issue, or you are just trying to keep engaged to ensure that you're following all the right regulations, use your official UE email address. This is the only way that we can address your issues. And particularly now, where we are in a state of flux with the remote teaching and with the changing environment out there, you need to be contacted urgently at some points in time. Make sure that you use and you check your official email at all times. Communicate in standard UK English with accepted official protocols. Remember, we are developing you into professionals, into ethical professionals. So you have to be aware of all these rules and regulations. And if by chance you need to access the campus, follow all the health and safety protocols. They're there for your safety. But beyond all those regulations that you need to be following, enjoy your time here fully, whether it's all online or whether at some point in time you can come back onto campus and be engaged with all your peers. Enjoy your time here fully. Thank you very much to all of you. Congratulations. And I hope to be interacting with all of you at some point in time during your career. Turning back over to the Dean Ppe, at this point. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Deputy Dean, for that very nice advice you have given our students. You mentioned that education is a privilege. It's an opportunity to learn, opportunity to certify, and an opportunity to contribute. She has advised our students to be very creative, do your research, and remember our regulations. Do not cheat, do not collude, and do not plagiarize. Okay? And at the end of the day, ask for assistance, because that will be needed for your overall student development. Okay? And it's now the right time to call Dr. Deirdre Charles to make a presentation to you. She is the director of the Division of Student Services and Development. Okay, so in terms of your overall development in this campus, she is in charge. She will now help us by giving you a very nice presentation. Thanks a lot, Dr. Deirdre Charles.
Thank you, Prof. Ppe. And permit me to say good morning to all my colleagues and my engineering team, and an extra special greeting to all our new valued engineering students that are joining us in this faculty orientation. As you heard, I am Deirdre Charles, and I head a group of dynamic departments that will help support you throughout your journey here. It is called the Division of Student Services and Development. It's a mouthful, but a shorter version is the DSSD. And this morning, I would like to firstly say congratulations to you and welcome to your first year experience at our beloved campus. Allow me now to share a short presentation with you. The choice you have made to #BUE and pursue a higher education at the St. Augustine campus signals your desire to achieve excellence and represents the trust you have placed in us at the UE to help you grow, to help you develop, and to help you to achieve your academic and personal goals. We thank you for entrusting us with this important responsibility, and we are excited to start this partnership with you. Now, students, it is a partnership, and we hear and we are concerned about your holistic development. Your Deputy Dean just spoke about your holistic development and seeking help when you need the help. And I want to tell you that we at the Division of Student Services and Development, the DSSD, is committed to providing you with a fully integrated, holistic educational experience during your time at UE. And how will we do that? There are a group of departments that will help you with every issue that you may have. And like your dean and your deputy dean reiterated, that you only need to know where to come and we will give you the support. So let me tell you quickly all the kinds of support you will get once you have started your journey with us. You will do orientation and transition. So this is one of the programs you'll be doing or in orientation, and there are several more that you should be participating in, and I will tell you about these sooner, a little later, excuse me. There is counseling and psychological services if you're homesick. If there's an issue with your studies or any other issue, we have a department that will deal with you and help with counseling, and it is also free of charge for our students. There is another department that deals with students with disabilities and mental conditions. So this department, all you need to do is register with the department, and we will ensure that you have the right accommodation to help you with your studies while you are with us. If you have medical conditions, again, you register, and I want to say all that information will be held with strict confidentiality. So it will be confidential, but we'll ensure that you get the support and the help that you need. There's a department that is also called, it is called Student Life and Development. And this department also supports our regional students, our international students, mature students, and postgraduate students. And we provide academic support for all students. So if you're having a little issue with one of the courses in engineering, you cannot adjust, we will pair you with a senior student who will give you advice, and we provide that kind of support for you as well. What I want to say here, do not wait until it's too late. If you realize you're having a little issue, you're not too comfortable, just come and have a chat with us, and we will devise some way of supporting you throughout your journey. There's another department called Financial Aid, Financial Advisory Services, and in this department, we offer scholarships and bursaries. Very soon, you'll see various applications being opened for you to apply. I encourage you to apply, and we have scholarships and bursaries. And if you have any kind of financial questions, feel free, visit us, discuss it with us. We'll be online. We'll have discussions with you about how we can help deal with those. For our students now who are commuting, there's a department for you as well. So if once we start to commute and you come back on the campus, there'll be a department that looks after your welfare. Now, for now, because you cannot commute and physically come on the campus, we will be engaging you online. So you will be hearing from us in September. We will be having activities, programs, giveaways for you online to keep you engaged. So look forward, make sure you look forward to this. Again, once we get back into a physical distance is no longer a problem, and we have you back on the campus in full, we have accommodation services. We have 5 halls of residence that you could choose from. Now all the halls will not be open this semester, but a couple of them will be open. And in those halls, we will be practicing social distancing. So you're still encouraged to apply if it is you're too far away from the campus for our local students, but all protocols will be observed, and of course it will be first come, first serve in this regard. There's student government and leadership. If you're interested in student leadership and student government, you could come and have your services and help support and represent the rest of the student body. There is also a department, careers, co-curricular and community engagement, that deals with career management, co-curricular, service learning. And like we said, our focus is developing you holistically. So when you get the little chance between your studies and your coursework, get involved, do a co-curricular program, get engaged in community service and service learning, because all these activities will be excellent for you once you have left us and you're heading into the workplace. Now, students, the COVID outbreak have put some distance between us physically, and at this point, in so doing, what it has presented us with is a valuable opportunity to re-engineer, redesign, and innovatively explore student life on the campus like we have never done before. We want to hear from you on how we could make that experience the best for you and how to make it rewarding and enriching. And again, we will be engaging with you virtually with a number of exercises. In addition to this orientation this morning, we have also prepared a comprehensive and exciting virtual exercise that introduces you to the campus in 8 short lessons. The information shared in this educational exercise will direct you to all the resources and the key support services that are available to you as you navigate your first day of study on campus. I encourage you to take full advantage of this orientation resource that can be accessed via your e-learning. So once you have registered, you will go on my e-learning and you'll see your virtual orientation experience. You click on it and it will take you through a series of exciting exercises that will help you remember all the information we are giving you here today, and you'll always have access to that. After today's exercise, we want you to know that your orientation process does not stop there. It has just begun. You have different exercises, including Know Your Library, UE Life, Health and Wellness. All of these will be virtual. So all you have to do is click on your FYE website. You'll see all the timetables with all the different activities of what it is you can do. I encourage you to remain positive, have a positive outlook on your experience, and join us in creating a vibrant online student experience. Therefore, on behalf of the Division of Student Services and Development, I want to say thank you. I want to for giving me the time to speak to you. I want to say welcome. I want to say congratulations. And we are waiting with open hands to support you throughout this awesome journey. Back to you, Dean.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Charles, for that very impactful presentation. Okay? So do not wait too late to ask for help. Be it a medical aspect, physiological, career, okay? The Division of Student Services and Development is here to help. Okay? Also be aware of the virtual orientation experience. Okay? So thanks a lot for the very nice presentation. Students, I'm sure you are listening. Okay? And then again, we are going to now hear from one of your peers, Ms. Tyler Thomas, who is the immediate past president of Engineering Student Society. Okay? So she's going to inform you and provide details concerning Engineering Student Society, which all of you have to belong to. Okay? Very good. Ms. Tyler Thomas, please.
Thank you, Professor Ppe. Good morning, students. Good morning, members of staff. Today, I will be presenting on behalf of your current engineering representative, Mr. Jonathan Gardiner, who is your 2020-2021 engineering representative. So to start my presentation, I would like to let you know where does the ESS fall in the entire of the University of West Indies. Well, we work together with our Guild of Students, who also works together with our DSSD, as previously mentioned by Dr. Charles. The Guild of Students' mission is to establish a united council and student body to advocate for students and create opportunities for a holistic student development, a rich Caribbean integration, and quality education for all students. Our vision is to create a holistically developed student body population and positively impact the region and globe. Our Guild of Students is made up of different cohorts, such as our executive, our committee chairpersons, hall representatives, and the faculty representative, in which your Faculty of Engineering representative falls under, like myself and your current engineering representative, Mr. Jonathan Gardiner. Our motto at the Guild of Students is, together we can make it happen. According to our Guild constitution, our engineering representative shall be the president of their respective faculty societies, shall represent the interest of students at respective faculty boards, shall promote maximum participation of members of faculties and activities with the Guild Council, and shall perform any function assigned to him or her at the time of the Guild Council. Now, according to our ESS constitution, Our role is to build a strong, meaningful, and professional relationship with our students of our faculty, to assist with student concerns, whether it's academic or otherwise relating to our departments, cooperate with our Guild of Students and Faculty of Engineering to organize social events, and to successfully promote a holistic development of all students in our faculty. So, the Guild of Students and the ESS work together to ensure that your university life is memorable. So how does the ESS achieve their roles within the Faculty of Engineering? Well, drawing reference to last academic year, we were able to implement our ESS orientation and tour. And unfortunately, due to our current circumstances, you may not be able to experience this. However, we do have our online map of the faculty, as well as a more detailed table that shows different blocks, departments, and rooms when restrictions are lifted and you are able to return to campus. Our events are quite annual and stable, so most of our events you will see happening on an annual basis here at your stay at the faculty. So we have usually our Guild Fest, Engineering All Fours Mental Health in October, our football match as well. I'll go into detail along the presentation. We usually have our Women in Engineering and a collaborative event which may be done between two different faculties, and hopefully Sports Day. Starting with Guildfest, last academic year, we were able to introduce the concept of our engineering hoodie and brand reusable bamboo straws of our ESS branding name, as well as introduce engineering buttons to promote our faculty pride, as well as games to just interact with you, the students, on a deeper level. We were also able to have a PPE race that was new last academic year. This PPE race involved students being given a list of specific tools in which they have to retrieve by putting on their PPE first and then retrieving the specific tools. Now take note, some of these PPE equipment are going to be familiar throughout your stay in the faculty. We had our mental health forum. Last academic year, we were able to split our mental forum into two categories: an interactive session in the undercraft where students were able to color a very large brain, as well as a positive board where you can write a positive note as well as take a positive note as you wish. Our formal session involved us bringing in a professional that can speak to you about the health benefits and ensuring that your mental health is intact, as well as a little entertainment, with our spoken word. At the end, we were able to form a human ribbon with the Guild of Students by wearing green, which is the mental health color. Our highly anticipated All Fours competition in the Faculty of Engineering. So, I mean, this is self-explanatory, so I shouldn't have to say much about it. But the photos at the bottom were just our past winners for first and second, as well as most jacks hanged. Shocktober. Now, Shocktober is the engineering's faculty annual Halloween themed brain cooler event. And last year we were able to have a carnival edition, which is a play on a carnival circus. So I know some of you may know the movie It. So we were able to come up with a theme to promote our Shocktober event. Now I'm pretty sure some of these logos are quite familiar to you with DJs and committees. Our event was held at Siam nightclub, and we were able to have a best costume award, even have jabs that scared a lot of our students, which, I mean, it's a good thing. We also had our photo booth and just all-rounded fun. We were able to introduce our tournament. However, weren't able to complete it, but hopefully in your time in the engineering faculty, you'll be able to experience this one-day 7-a-side football tournament. Now, the Faculty of Engineering introduces their engineering award ceremony where you, the students, are awarded for the hard work that you do academically. And just a fun fact, our students in the sense are all white. Mr. Kamaru Mano is a fellow engineering student who would have been placed 4th place in our our UWE's Got Talent competition last year. So our engineering students are both academically and very talented. Our Guild Study Nights is a collaboration between societies and committees and the Guild of Students, and this is held at the end of every semester where we have our final exams and students are stayed back on campus to study. And this is our way of the Guild of Students giving back to students by giving you just a little snack at no cost to you, and we found that this has been very comforting for students on campus. We also had our Women in Engineering Forum, which is dedicated to giving insight to the women in the industry on how to overcome challenges unfortunately faced by women in a male-dominated field, such as engineering. And last but not least, one of our events, we had a collaborative movie night with the Faculty of Law, keeping in theme with our Women in Engineering. So we were able to show the Hidden Figures movie. I'm not sure if most of you might know the movie. It is a female engineering hedge leadership strong movie. So this event was held on the grass with blankets, a projector screen, and it was just a fun night. And unfortunately, this was the last night we were allowed on campus. Hopefully, we are back on campus. You'll be able to have access to our ESS microwave, which we implemented last year. And this shall be located in your ESS office between lunchtime hours, so that you don't have to go all the way across campus to the Guild office, because there are free microwave facilities that you can use as students. Faculty pride. So one thing I would love to speak about is the fact that we were able to not just introduce, but implement new faculty hoodies, engineering hoodies, such as the one you're seeing here. We have both engineering polos and hoodies. So the polos are department pride, while the hoodies are faculty pride with a hint of department pride. So on the side right arm of your hoodie, you would have a customized name according to your department. So if you're from Petroleum Geoscience, you'll have Petroleum. If you're from Mechanical, you have Mechanical. Our hoodies come in white, gray, navy blue, and black. And note that all of the logos seen are student drawn from the faculty. So like I said, we are very talented. These hoodies and polos, in speaking to your current engineering representative, should be available to you by 2nd semester. And of course, speaking about faculty pride, I must mention our involvement in Sports Day. Now, hoping that in the future, with your stay in the faculty, you get to experience this. But our faculty came out in numbers wearing our amazing gray color to support our engineering wolves, which is our mascot for the faculty. So for Sports Day, we usually have a dance competition where students may have to make up a dance on the spot or probably 5 minutes before they go on stage. These boys are our Thunderbolt brothers from our faculty of engineering. And just to mention, we placed 2nd in our dance competition. So that brings us to an end to all of the events that we would have been able to achieve last academic year. However, since your current engineering representative was not able to attend this meeting today, he would have a few words to say to you at this moment.
Good day, everyone. 1 year ago, I was in the same position that you are all in, about to embark on a journey which, if successfully completed, will set up the rest of your life. I encourage you to stay diligent. One of the things which helped along with my work ethic in my first year was communicating with my peers and lecturers. They are simply a text or email away. The COVID-19 pandemic will pose various challenges to you as a year group, which no other freshers have faced. Everyone's experience with online learning is different, and we will be unable to experience campus or hall life. However, we will be in the comfort of our own homes. As future problem solvers in society, I know that you will find your own way to deal with this problem. But I offer you this advice. Study in groups sometimes. Studying alone is great to work on your own weaknesses individually. However, in a group, someone's strength may be your weakness and vice versa. Therefore, in addition to gaining new perspectives, you're able to receive and give help to your peers. Communicate with your lecturers if you lack clarity on anything at all. Whether it's the date for a test or understanding of an entire topic or course, communicate with your lecturers as they are here to help should you need them. Stay focused, as it's easy to find distractions at home and easy for them to find you. And use a separate workspace. It's more productive to be in an environment that is not your bedroom. You will fall asleep in some lectures if you don't. So I advise that you find a quiet space once you have one to attend all lectures and do assignments, etc. In the midst of the COVID situation we're all in, stay calm. UE can't throw anything at you that you can't handle. With that said, I'd like to wish each and every one of you a great and successful first year. Thank you for listening.
All right, so thank you, Jonathan Gardiner. And once again, that is your current engineering representative. So to stay in contact with the ESS, you can follow our Instagram and Facebook pages at the names stated. And if you have any questions, concerns, or queries as students, feel free to send an email to guildendrep@my.ue.edu. So take note of this email, guildendrep@my.ue.edu. All right, so once again, thank you for listening, and I do hope you have a wonderful stay at the Faculty of Engineering. Back to you, Dean Professor Ppe.
Thanks a lot, Ms. Tyler Thomas, for that very nice presentation. Because engineering society is a very important one, deals with student matters in a general way, and helps to promote holistic development of all students. So please, students, try as much as possible, despite our challenges, to take part in the activities and note the advice by the reps, okay? So thanks again, Ms. Thomas, for that very nice presentation, okay? So I now call on Dr. Simon Primus, who is our engineering librarian, to tell us more about the library and what to expect, okay? Because library is very important for your development here. Dr. Primus, please.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the University of the West Indies and the engineering faculty. Okay, as Adina said, my name is Simone Primus. I am your faculty liaison librarian. And what that means is here at the university, every faculty has a librarian dedicated to helping you to be successful as you can be in your academic career. So we are support personnel, but you know, in our day and age, in our 21st century, information is a vital part of our lives. And you are going to need information in many different formats to be successful in your academic career. So my job is to help you to find the information that you need and to use it effectively, okay? On this first screen here, I have my email and my telephone extension, as well as we have 2 extensions in our department. Currently, we're not here every day. So the best way to reach me if you need assistance would be through email, and then we can arrange conversations as need be, okay? So this morning, I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about our library and our services that we offer. So the Alma Jordan Library is the main library on campus. The campus libraries are made up of several libraries, and each one varies in its services, its hours of operation, its privileges, and so on. But the one that would be most useful to you will be the Alma Jordan Library. And of course, I know that at the moment, you're not going to be allowed to come into the library because there are no students on campus, but you need to know some things about the library all the same, because the library is going to be a valuable resource to you during your time here. Okay, so the main library, the Alma Jordan Library, consists of 4 floors if you visited the campus previously. And the engineering department is on the ground floor. That's where you will find me physically when you come looking for me, when you're allowed back on campus. Okay. The library has study spaces for both individuals and groups, of course, when time comes. We have a couple of computer labs where you can do printing in color and black and white. We have software that you can access to do your assignments and so on. Okay. We also, I'll leave that part for right now. Okay, so some of the services that we offer, and I'll spend a little time on this page talking about the services. So the first bullet there says Ask a Librarian. So being that you cannot physically come into the library to visit me at this time, our Ask a Librarian and our chat services are very important for you. Okay. A little later on, I'll show you the library's website where you would access the Ask a Librarian service. But this is an email service. So you can email me directly, or if you don't remember who I am or my name, you can just click on the Ask a Librarian button and it will direct you to where you need to go, to which librarian you need to communicate with. Okay. So for now, our email communication is going to be the way that we will be supporting you with your research needs. We will be launching very soon a live chat service so we can have real-time chat with library personnel, not necessarily myself, but with some librarian or library assistant in the library. In addition to, borrowing material and so on, and loans of books, which we'll talk about in a minute, we're here to provide assistance to you with your research needs. Okay, so when you begin your assignments, many of you are going to have to write papers, you have projects that you need to work on, that you're going to need some information to support your assignments. And we can provide you, my staff and I can provide you with assistance in sourcing material for your research projects. Okay. Of course, it's a library. Yes, we have books and a whole lot of other material that you would be eligible to borrow. And of course, at the moment, since you are not allowed on campus, we do have off-site, what we call curbside pickup service at one of the halls. But you will be hearing more about that as time goes on. So you will be allowed to borrow material and return material that you will need for your courses. Okay. When you're back on campus, yes, we have self-check machines. Those are machines that you would use for borrowing and returning material. The next bullet there, it says interlibrary loans and document delivery. So not everything that you need, while we have a lot of resources in the library, not everything that you're going to need will be available in this library. But through our networks, we are able to source material for you. So if there are things that you need, articles, books, and so on, we can try to access those from other libraries. If not locally, then we go out and we try to access them internationally. So when you get stuck, I'm here to help. The first thing that you need to do is communicate with me, ask, okay? So don't give up. If something asks you to pay for something, don't think that you need to go and pay a whole bunch of money for an article. Come talk to us first, and then we'll see what we can do. We take it from there. Okay. Through our website, we also offer several guides, library guides on different topics of information to you, again, to help you with your academic journey throughout the university. We had, I know that one of our speakers earlier, our Deputy Dean, talked about, plagiarism, and we want to prevent that. And one of the ways of avoiding plagiarism is by correctly citing and referencing the sources of information that you do use in your assignments and your presentations. And so we are here to assist you with doing that effectively. For those of you who are in the postgrad program, we also assist you with formatting your theses correctly, as well as helping you with your citing and referencing and using the correct Chicago style for of publication for formatting your papers. And then the last bullet there talks about library instruction. And why might you want to have library instruction? Well, because we've got so many resources for you here at the library. And it can be a bit overwhelming if you've got over 500,000 books, journal articles, maps, multimedia, and over 200 electronic databases filled with information for you. So it might be a bit staggering if you try to find like a needle in a haystack, and that's what our information literacy sessions are partly about. So our sessions, our instructional sessions, are geared to help you get familiar with the resources that are available to you, how to find them, how to use them effectively, and deliver in a meaningful way. Okay? So those sessions, you can request sessions one-on-one or in a group, but you will be having many sessions that your instructors have already scheduled, or they will be scheduling as the semester goes along to help with your assignments. So we will be delivering those sessions online this semester. But again, this is all in line with helping you be successful in your academic career. Okay? So this slide, I want you to really pay attention to. This slide is a shot of the library's homepage. And that's the URL at the bottom. And that's your starting point for your information search. Okay? So, you can search Alma Jordan Library if you go to do a Google search, or you can take note of the URL. But this is a place you definitely want to visit and explore. Okay? At the top right, you'll see our hours. Of course, well, right now we don't have extended hours because closed the students at the moment. And along the top, you will see there are several tabs. You will want to explore all of these tabs on your own time. Okay, the research tab is very important for you. It's very relevant about accessing different points. But down at the bottom, I wanted to point out a few things. See this little button here that says under collections, it says course reserves. Okay, so that will be very interesting to you once semester starts, because that's where you can see what items are reserved for your particular courses that are available in the library for you to borrow. Okay. Under the help and about section, remember we spoke about Ask a Librarian. So you can contact the library through the Ask a Librarian link that's there. Okay. And moving over to the right where it says Library Divisions, this first link here says Engineering. And that's the most important link, because that's where, again, you can find out specifically, that's a guide that we have prepared specifically related to information and resources on engineering. You'll be able to contact me, contact the engineering library staff, and get some tips and tricks about how to proceed with your research with your engineering assignments. Okay, so make a note of the website and make sure to visit that. Now, earlier, a couple of people spoke to you about first year orientation, and that you're going to be having, in addition to today, you will have, there was mention of a module of lessons in your My Learning for your first year experience. So the library has a little video in there that you will learn a little bit more about the library in that session. But we have also planned a series of online orientations. When I say series, you just need to sign up for one. And these will be a more personalized. We'll be teaching you specifically how to jump in and start looking for those particular resources that you need for your assignments, to find your way and navigate around, because electronic resources are going to be very, very critical at this point in time. So we want to show you how to jump right into accessing those electronic resources. And you'll also be able to speak one-on-one and ask questions with the librarian during the online library orientation, know your library orientation sessions. So those sessions will be scheduled for the week of September 14th, and you will be hearing more about that. This is separate from the module that's going to be on your My Learning course management system. And with that, I want to say thank you very much. Welcome again, and I dare you to be heard, to be distinctive, to be unique at your library. And again, here's my email and my telephone contact should you need to reach out to me. Thank you very much, and I now hand you back over to Professor Ppe.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Dr. Primus, for that very nice presentation. What can we do without a library? Okay, so she has explained to you that you have to use your library facilities and services. Always use the Ask a Librarian facility. Okay, because of the pandemic period, use your library mainly online, but remember the library orientation, which is also going to be online. She has explained to us that we have many facilities, resources, books, journals, ebooks, databases, multimedia maps, DVDs. Everything is in the library. So please make use of the library. It's going to help you in your studies. Okay? So thanks a lot, Dr. Primus. Now this ends the formal presentations we have this morning. So it's now for us to go to the question and answer session to be coordinated by our administrative officer, Mrs. Shaman Suberu Salandi. So I now call on our AO to please start this aspect of our presentation, the question and answer session.
Thank you very much, Professor Ppe. Let me extend my heartfelt welcome again to you all students as you begin this new and exciting journey. I know you all have a lot of questions. I just posted in the link the website for the which will give all the registration information that Dr. Griffith Charles alluded to earlier. So if you go to the UE website, www.sta.uwi.edu, you can do a search for registration and the page will come up. That will also give you information on the payment of fees. I know there was a question concerning how to pay online. So it gives the instructions on how to pay the fees, either through the bank, Republic Bank. There are special deposit slips which will be given to you. And there are online facilities for both local, regional, and or international students. So thank you, Harry, for the very first question. How do we acquire the official UE email address? Once you have completed your registration, now completing the registration means that you have gone into the UE website, you have completed your academic orientation, you have completed your academic advising, you have chosen your courses, you have printed your fee sheets, you have paid your fees, then you would be considered a registered student. If for some reason you are unable to pay the full fees, there is a student payment plan which you can apply for. The email addresses are located at the bursary site. So you can just send them an email to let them know that you are interested in the payment plan. The payment plan starts at the end of September. The first payment is due at the end of September, the end of October, and the end of November. If you do not pay your fees and if you do not indicate that you're interested in the plan, you will be placed on compulsory leave. But again, you have been told by every one of the speakers to communicate. So if you're having any issues at all, please communicate with your head of the department, your administrative assistants, who are all here today. I would introduce them one by one because there are many questions concerning academic advising. So for chemical engineering, under which the programs chemical engineering and petroleum engineering fall, we have Miss June Bradshaw. So I will ask June to give the dates for the academic advising for those students. June, please. Ms. Bradshaw? Okay, well, Ms. Bradshaw seems to be having some technical difficulties. So for chemical and process engineering, the first year academic advising will be held this afternoon from 3:10 to 5 p.m. You would be sent, I think you should have been sent the link already for that session. I would just continue with the other departments. For civil engineering, it will be held, the academic advising for first year students will be held on August 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Further instructions will be sent to you as well by Ms. Keisha Jordan, who is the administrative assistant for that department. Now, I understand that they are going to be doing a block advising because it's one standard program for the first year students, scheduled for the first year students in that department. For civil with environmental, the academic advising session will be held on August 25th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. For electrical and computer engineering, the admin assistant is Ms. Camille Reno. That academic advising session is scheduled for the 25th of August from 9:30 to 12 noon. Geomatics, we have Mrs. Olawande Ajod Matthews. The academic advising session will be held on September 2nd from 1:30 to 4 p.m. For the Department of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering, the admin assistant is Ms. June Charles Nore. The academic advising session will be held on August 20th, which is tomorrow, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Similarly, the industrial engineering program falls under mechanical engineering. That session will be held on the 20th as well at 10 a.m. from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. For the Geomatics program, which falls under the Department of Geomatics, Engineering and Land Management, the session will be held on September 2nd from 1:30 to 4 p.m. For mechanical engineering with biosystems on August 20th as well, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And for the petroleum geoscience, that program will be held as well today with the chemical engineering from 3:10 p.m. to 5 p.m. Now, there was a question pertaining to the postgrad academic advising. This session is specifically for undergrad students, so we do not have that information readily available, but the department will be in contact with you all directly, the students directly. Okay. So Dr. Griffith Charles, there's a question. How does the sign up for a gate ID work? Is it in person or over the phone? I don't know if you want to take that question, please.
You would have to access Gate to do that. So see if you can get online with Gate and follow their directions, their instructions to sign up with Gate.
Okay, thank you. With respect to compulsory fees, can they only be paid once we've registered for our courses? Dr. Griffith-Charles?
No, the compulsory fees have to be paid along with your registration fees. You can pay your compulsory fees directly and well, you will have to, if you are on Gate, you will then submit your payments, your forms with the list of subjects or courses that you are registered to GATE. Right? But you need to get an approval from GATE for the percentage that they are liable for.
Right, thank you. Okay. So Swift indicated that she had or he had the student ID before today, but still hasn't received an official acceptance letter. Again, Dr. Griffith-Charles.
Yes. Some offer letters are still going out. They haven't all been given out and sent out yet. You can keep checking, see whether you've received your offer letters. You can send an email to the administration to find out if an offer letter was sent out yet. But when you get the offer, make sure that you submit your acceptance of it immediately. Okay.
Vashanta has indicated she had a student ID before today. However, she cannot remember the password and she cannot remember the answer for the security question because this was done for her undergrad degree. If you go to help desk, it's helpdesk@sta.uwi.edu. You send them your name, your ID number, and your date of birth. Dr. Banerjee, would you be able to answer any questions on when the postgrad academic advising will be held? Dr. Banerjee? Okay, so Risa, I am advising you to send an email to the head of the department, trevor.townsend@sta.uwi.edu, and he will respond to you accordingly. Jada, yes, offer letters are still being given out. Because of the whole COVID situation, we were limited in terms of our visits to the campus. And because of the pushback from the exams as well, we were awaiting some of the results. And as a result, we are finding that everything has been pushed back as well. So you are here, which indicates that you have been accepted. So we are asking that you be a little bit patient with us, and soon you would receive your letters. Okay, Harry, since the campus is closed and the health service unit building is also closed, where can undergraduate students drop off email or medical forms? The health service, if I'm correct, Dr. Griffith-Charles, they have reopened from 8:30 to 4, Monday to Friday.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you can send an email.
Yes, they should send an email to find out.
Singh. If you go on the UE website, you would see directory, click on directory, and you can put in health service unit. And you would see the different people that you can reach out to via email there. Dr. Neil Singh, it's neil.sing@sta.uwi.edu. Oh, interesting question, Fana. What types of learning management systems would be used by the faculty to deliver course content? Example, Blackboard, Canvas, etc.
We use learning, and we use Blackboard Collaborate to deliver the actual lectures.
Okay. Does an offer letter in progress mean you have been accepted?
I would suppose so, but you can also contact the department. The department would have the listing of the persons that they have accepted, even if an offer letter has not been sent out yet. Administration sends out the offer letters, but the department will know who they would have accepted.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering has indicated that the Zoom login credentials would be emailed in advance of Tuesday's session for the orientation and academic advising session. Okay, and with respect to the post-grad orientation, you can email Kailas, Kailas .banerjee at sta.uwi.edu. Deandra is saying that the offer package has been uploaded to her student portal. However, when she clicks on the open the acceptance letter, it says error. Who should she contact about this?
I suppose she should return the email or respond to the email that she got. She got an email of an acceptance. You should respond. That would be from administration.
Thank you, Dr. Griffith-Charles.
From admissions.
So for students who are on this chat, who have not received an offer letter and who were not contacted by their respective departments, there will be a session specifically for those students. If you send an email to admissions@sta.uwi.edu, they will be in contact with you with respect to those dates. They're having special Zoom sessions for those students, for those persons. Okay, so Samantha asks, since it's all online, what would the timetable, time slots for each course be like? Dr. Ramlal, you want to take that question? Dr. Ramlal?
I understand they're having a problem on muting their mics.
Okay, Gerald, can you assist us, please? The participants are having an issue unmuting their mics. Professor Equio, do you want to take that question?
Can you ask the question again, please?
What would the timetable, time slots for each course be like?
Yeah, it will be the same, almost the same timetable, we have been using before, but the various departments will transmit the timetable to the candidates, to the students. Okay?
Right.
Yeah.
So once you are registered, you should be able to go on what is called My E-Learning, your My E-Learning, and you can click on the timetable and you will see the timetable that is specific to you.
They should get further information on that at the academic advising for their particular program.
Is this orientation being recorded to be viewed later?
Mrs. Severo Solandi, if I may, participants can try to unmute their mics at this time if one of the lecturers can just do a test to ensure that they can unmute themselves.
Yes, I can. Bishop Ramlal here. And in terms of the question that was asked, for geomatics engineering, for example, we propose that we will have no longer than 2 hours per session, because we know that longer than that is not very useful. So that when we schedule, we will be very mindful to keep it as short as we can, given that it's going to be virtually.
Okay. And
Okay,
Dr. Moody?
Yes, in the case of electrical, well, welcome everyone, and thank you for choosing the Faculty of Engineering and choosing the Department of Electrical Engineering, those of you who are here. Our classes will follow the same timetable as the face-to-face sessions would have, but the actual duration of the classes would vary within that slot. So some classes will take they just under 2 hours, some may just take 1 hour. And the sessions will be recorded, so if there are conflicting or competing events, or you can't attend a particular class, a recorded version of the lecture will be available for you afterwards. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Moody. So that answered the next question, what is the time duration for the online classes? So they will vary depending on if it's a lab. Some of the classes have labs, which would be carried on online virtually, and some of them are the normal classes. Hannah asked, will notice of the delivery method per program be available by 24th for registration? So Hannah, once you have registered, the timetables are already available. And once you have completed your registration, you will have access to the complete timetable. Would we receive book lists after registering for our courses? Dr. Banerjee, can you answer that question? I guess Dr. Banerjee is still having some issues. Dr. Pemberton, can you answer that question with respect to book lists?
Good morning. Normally, the admin assistant will give the general book list. However, in the first class, the lecturers usually have that information also available in the course outline, with emphasis on which books you will use most often.
Okay, so coming back to you, Dr. Pemberton, Cav has indicated that he or she got an offer letter for mechanical engineering, which they accepted, but then received the orientation email from the chemical engineering department, and wants to know what's the email for the mechanical engineering faculty so she can contact you all.
Okay, you can email admin. Let me see if I get that person. We have the admin assistant on the line, but your session is tomorrow at 10 a.m. And June, could you just give her your email address, please? Mrs. June Charles Norrie. Maybe you could put it in the chat.
Yes.
I'll type the email in the chat.
Okay, great.
All right. Professor Ekwe, a student wants to know how would the practical courses be conducted?
Okay, this will actually vary from department to department. For electrical engineering, there may be an app you'll be told to buy. The head of department will say more about it. Some departments like chemical are thinking of maybe doing some videos about some labs. Okay, so it's going to vary from department to department. While some departments are looking at idea of alternative labs, okay? But the students should be rest assured that whatever happens, okay, we are going to have a type of lab or the other. But in some instances where it is not possible to, for instance, workshop practice and courses like maybe a few tricks or other aspects that we will not be able to handle, those courses will be postponed, okay? But as much as possible, students should be exposed to one kind of lab or the other, but everything will be online.
Thank you, Professor Ekwe. This question should be for the DSSD. Can regional students scan and email the medical form since the borders are currently closed?
I'll take that question, Shamin. At this point, I will ask that students to email the manager of the Student Life and Development Department directly. That is Dr. Jacqueline Huggins, and of course her email, I will place it in the chat. But I will ask that particular query be directed to Dr. Huggins, who is the manager of the Student Life and Development Department, who has responsibility for students with, or regional students with related issues. So I'm just going to type the email address for Dr. Huggins in the chat so that everyone can see. Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Griffith-Charles, we have a question here relating to deferrals and the process by which this happens and whether there would be repercussions to the students' standing.
They will have to direct their request for deferral to either the admissions or to my office, Deputy Dean, and we will direct it back to the head of department, and the head of department will decide if they will accept the deferral or if they are in agreement with the deferral, and then admissions would send them the response to say whether they are deferred until next year or not.
All right, thank you.
The same should happen for if they want to transfer out of the program that they're being offered, they can request that transfer or reconsideration to another program. It may not be granted, so that will have to be discussed and determined.
Thank you, Dr. Griffith-Charles. I'm asking the admin assistants if they can type the dates for their respective academic advising for postgraduate orientation in the chat so that those students, those postgraduate students, can get some information on it. So the mechanical engineering academic advising will be held on the 20th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Similarly, the mechanical engineering with biosystems will be held, and the industrial engineering will be held on that date as well. This information should be available by tomorrow morning on the admissions website and by this afternoon on the Faculty of Engineering's website.
Charmaine, I see someone asking, will students be able to apply to their degree of choice after Unit 2 results are released, seeing that students rewrite Unit 1 in hopes of better grades to qualify? Well, that would be dependent on when the Unit 2 results are released. If it is sufficiently early, it can be considered, their reconsideration can be considered. However, if it is after registration and classes have started, then that would be difficult to do.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Griffith-Charles. Dr. Banerjee, I have a question from Fano concerning the accreditation period for civil engineering, which ends in 2020. How would the respective body go about renewing such given the change in delivery and in light of current pandemic conditions?
Okay. Good morning to all of you, and welcome to all the students who are coming to the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Regarding the question that has been asked, although it is ending by 2020, but because of the pandemic situation, it is supposed, or it is tentatively that it will be extended for 1 more year, and hopefully by that time we can get the accreditation done. And what are the second question?
What mode, how would they facilitate the process?
1 second. They means the accreditation body?
Yes.
That is not decided as yet, because we don't know what will be the situation later. It may be that if everything is fine, they will come here as a normal visit, or it will be done via virtual mode. But it's not an issue for the students, because we are supposed to get the 1 year extension for up to 2021, so it will not be issue for them. And I also want to include here that regarding the postgraduate orientation, the date has not been finalized yet, but hopefully in the first day or second day of next week we will do it. That is Monday and Tuesday.
Thank you. So there's a question pertaining to the payment of fees. Where do you send your confirmation? I'm going to put it in the chat. It's student accounts, one word, .ug-engineering@sta.uwi.edu. For postgrad, it's studentaccounts.pg-engineering@sta.uwi.edu. Okay. Okay, so Vishan asked, Vishan is a postgrad student apparently. Since practical courses might not be able to run this semester, how would that affect elective courses? Does it mean that we will be forced to pick certain courses that can be offered? As for the compulsory courses, would that be rearranged? We would need to know this information to register for the courses. Professor Ekwe?
Yeah, thanks a lot for that question. All departments will rearrange their schedules to make sure that the students don't suffer, okay? So all departments, for instance, I mentioned mechanical engineering, they have said that workshop practice or workshop technology course will not be offered this semester, but instead you have materials technology to take over, okay? So departments will make arrangements to make sure our students don't suffer at all.
Thank you, Professor Ekwe. We have a question from Lee. Is it possible to switch over to a first choice course from civil engineering after the first year? Now, Lee, it's not a course, it's a program. So you have your program, which you would be registered for, accepted to read for, and then you have courses within that program. Dr. Griffith-Charles?
They can request a transfer from one program to another. They'll have to make that application either to admissions or to the department, and then it will be discussed and determined, and then they will get whether it's an approval or a denial.
Thank
but
you.
If they have accepted the program that they are in, that they have been offered, they can always discuss it during the first year when they are in the program, discuss it with the program coordinator for the program that they would wish to switch to, and then they'll be aware of whether it will be acceptable for them to switch.
Thank you, Dr. Griffith Charles. Vashanta indicated that she has been trying to access the GATE website, but it says that the connection is not private and she cannot access it, and the phone numbers provided are not working. DSSD, do you have another email address for the GATE office that we can share in the chat?
I don't have an email address at this time, but perhaps I can try to locate one and place in the chat before the session.
Thank you. Okay, Makeda wants to know who she can contact for the MSc in Petroleum Engineering and Management. Dr. Chakrabarti? Dr. Chakrabarti? Okay, Makeda, you can contact the head of department via email. It is Rafi, R-A-F-F-I-E .Hossain. Or I'm asking June if she can place the email address in the chat, please, with respect to that question. Ganesh wants to know if the COVID situation rises and lockdown continues, would there still be written on campus exams? Professor Ekwe?
Yeah, the exams will normally be online. So whether or not there is a shutdown or not, it will not affect the exams. Exams will be online.
Still having. All right, Harry, thank you for that information. Harry indicated that with respect to GATE, students need to visit TT Connect office first, and an account will be created for them, and then they proceed to activate the account and register from home. All right, so yes, Kairos, we are not accepting students on campus. Kairos indicated that with regards to medical forms, seeing as we will not be able to be on campus this semester, our medical forms still required to be submitted this year. Dr. Griffith Charles?
I don't think I have that information.
But yes, the medical forms are still required.
Yeah, they'll be required, but I don't know if there's an online process.
Yes. I think the health service unit is part of the FYE process. And this is the first phase of the process where we have the orientation session so that you all can meet your faculty and staff. And as you go along, I urge you all to please attend all the sessions or as much as possible so that you all can get the relevant information. Dr. Ramlal has indicated that TT Connect has an online process to register. So you all can visit the TT Connect website and register for your GATE ID, and then you can apply for GATE. Okay, so Ganesh has confirmed, yes, in the acceptance email, they mentioned that you can submit the medical form via the nurse email in the website. Thank you for that information, Ganesh. Okay, Daniel, could we get an email contact for the administrative advisor for those who have not completed the offer process? Daniel, you will receive an email directly from the admission section sometime this week, because I think the session is next week. So those who have not received any confirmation at all, they will receive an email from the admission section. Okay, so we are nearing the end of our session. Are there any more questions? Oh, Nyla wants to know if it gets worse and we are they to do the entire degree online, especially with certain practical courses. Professor Ekwe?
Okay, we are really praying that things don't get worse, okay? So right now, all we can explain to students is that we will do everything possible to make sure they graduate, okay? We are going to make everything possible for them to graduate. We don't envisage that the whole program will be online, you know, but we're going to be guided by what the government and what the administration, what they tell us, okay? But it's difficult to project what is going to happen, but it is not likely that the whole program will be online, no. Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay. So if there are no more questions, Camille, they're asking for the email contact for electrical engineering. Can you place it in the chat, please? Okay, so Nishali, if I was offered my first choice electrical, but I haven't accepted yet, and I would like to switch to petroleum, my second choice, does the same transfer procedure mentioned before apply to me? Dr. Griffith-Charles?
Yes, they would need to apply to admissions or to the department requesting the transfer.
Okay. Well, the questions are now coming in fast and furious. Bonise, can you put the MSc project management email address in the chat, please? Dr. Ramlal has just confirmed with the medical officer that the medical forms can be downloaded from their website, the Health Services Unit website, and they should be filled out and scanned and emailed. The completed forms are to be emailed, and their vaccination cards are also to be copied, scanned, and sent. They have until the end of the year to submit these documents. Dr. Griffith-Charles, can you just say a little bit how this affects the non-submission, affects their registration at all, if at all?
Well, for certain things, they would be, the hold will be removed temporarily from their accounts to allow registration to continue. In the same way that holds are removed from their accounts if they have signed into the program, the payment plan, the holds will be removed to allow them to be able to continue to register and to access the library services, etc.
Okay. Christian has indicated that he or she is unable to access the offer package from the website to track the admission. And what should he or she do? Please send an email to helpdesk@sta.uwi.edu with your full name, your student ID number, and your date of birth. Shania, information on the student payment plan is on that website that I put in the chat earlier. https://sta.uwi.edu/admissions. If you go there, you can see the 7 steps, and each step has a link to the respective step, giving information to the pertinent step. Okay, so it is nearing 12, and I think there are other meetings to be held this afternoon. So I would like to say thank you to each of our presenters and to everyone who was able to make it here this morning. I would encourage you, students, to please communicate with your respective departments. Know your department. It is not the Department of Engineering. There's no Department of Engineering. There is the Department of Civil Engineering, the Department of Chemical Engineering, Civil and Environmental Engineering, Chemical Engineering, Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering, Department of Geomatics Engineering and Land Management, Department of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering. And within those departments, there are programs. So familiarize yourself with the programs that you have been accepted to. Familiarize yourself with the names of your heads of departments, your coordinators, and your administrative assistants. And as you were encouraged to do by your guild rep, form groups, study in groups. Even though it's virtual, you'll have WhatsApp, you'll have Zoom, that you can form groups, which can be of great support. Reach out to your deputy dean. Don't wait until you are in crisis to reach out to us. All our email addresses are listed on the website. If you go to the UE website, go to the directory, you can go to Faculty of Engineering. If you want to reach one of us in the dean's office, put in Office of the Dean. If you want to reach out to your head of department, that's too. And I would just like to send a heartfelt thank you to the Division of Student Services for facilitating the session this morning. Dr. Simone Primus, the librarian, our recent past president, Ms. Tyler Thomas, all heads of departments, all coordinators, all representatives from the departments. I now hand you over to Professor Ppe, who will make the closing remarks.